Good afternoon, students. Today, let's begin with our English prose. Let's recap. In the last chapter, we had seen about a beautiful poem, I would like to be a lighthouse. Means, how lighthouse does the work of helping others. That is, helping to the ships by showing them their light and the way to the ships. Now, in today's lesson, look before you leap. In this lesson, we are going to learn the story of two little frogs who lives in a pretty little pond. Yes, this is the story of a two little frogs who were very close friends and how they spent their time with each other. So, let's narrate the story of these two little frogs. Please listen it carefully. Long ago, there lived two little frogs in two little ponds, where colorful water lilies grow and fishes moved quickly here and there, and also the tiny insects keep buzzing around. Buzzing means making a low, continuous humming sound. They both friends had plenty to eat in the pond. They keep on jumping all day from one lily pad to the other. Lily pad means one of the floating leaves of a water lily, and keep diving their headlong in the pond. Now diving their headlong means diving into the water with the head going into the water first and then the rest of the body. They were very happy in their world. The frogs loved the rainy season, but the rainy season doesn't last forever. Once the rain is stopped, the weather becomes hot. Still there was a lot of water and the life in the pond. There was nothing to worry. In winter, they both friends found a cozy place. Now, cozy place means comfortable and warm places at the edge of the pond and spend their time in sleeping and resting. Soon the summer started. The days became very hot. The pond began to dry. Without water, the lilies dried up and very few insects were found. The frog friends were worried about it. One of the frogs started the conversation by saying, "Do you think the whole pond will dry up?" The other replied, "Looks like it." "What shall we do then? How shall we live?" "We must search a place where there is a plenty of water and the food for us." "You are right. It is hard work traveling in this hot sun, but there is no other way. Come, let us start. The sooner, the better. If we travel together, the search will be easier." So the frogs began to search for the watery place. They hopped a lot and became very tired. Just then, one of them saw a well in a distance. They rushed to the well. The well was built in stone and had a high circular wall. The frogs hopped and peeped inside the well. The well was quite deep, but there was a lot of water at the bottom of the well. The frogs began to jump for joy. They considered themselves fortunate and thanked God to found this well. Their search was ended. They think they had found a new home. They were about to jump in it. One of the frogs said, "Wait, this well is so deep, and the water left only at the bottom." The other replied, "He can surely dive in. How deep the well may be, as diving is the specialty of us. So why to hesitate? Hesitate means to pause before doing something." The first friend again said, "It occurred to me that this well is also drying up. If it dries up completely, we will have to leave this well too." The other friend said, "I agree, but why do you hesitate now?" The first one said, "It's because I can see the problem. We can easily dive into the well. But what if the well dries up? Can we jump so high that we reach the top of this wall? Will be able to leave the well like we left the pond?" The other friend convinced and said, "You are right, friend. I had not thought of this. It's good that you could see about the future problem. Let's not leap. Leap means let's not jump inside and continue with our search." And thus, these two little frogs started to look for a safe shelter. So, it is well said, "Look before you leap." Thus, it is said, "Look before you leap." Moral of the story is, look before you leap. So, I hope all have understood the story very well, which I had narrated you all just now. Now, students, it's a reading time. Please open your English textbook, page number 37. Take a pencil in your hand for marking the hard words. Wherever I feel like explaining the meaning of the hard words, I will explain to you all. Okay? So let's start now. Lesson number 18. Look before you leap. Long, long ago, there lived two little frogs in a pretty little pond. The colorful water lilies grew in the pond. Fishes darted about. Please underline the word darted. Meaning of darted means fishes moved quickly and suddenly. And tiny insects buzzed around. Buzz means tiny insects makes a low continuous humming sound. The pond was full of life. Underline the word burst. The two frogs were very close friends. They had plenty to eat in the pond. All the day long, they played about jumping from lily pad to lily pad. Lily pad means, underline the word lily pad, it means one of the floating leaves of a water lily. And diving headlong in the pond. Underline the word diving headlong. It means diving into water with the head going into water first and then the rest of the body. I repeat, diving headlong means diving into the water with the head going into water first and then the rest of the body. They were the happiest little frogs in the world. The frogs loved the rainy season. But the rainy season does not last forever. The rains stopped and the weather became hot. Still there was a lot of water and life in the pond. There was nothing to worry about. In winter, the frog friends found cozy little places. Underline the word cozy. Cozy means comfortable and warm places. I repeat again, cozy means comfortable and warm places at the edge of the pond. They spent most of their time sleeping and resting. Soon it was summer. Now the days became very, very hot. With the hot sun blazing in the sky, blazing means with the hot sun means very hot in the sky. The pond began to dry. Underline the word blazing. Without water, the lilies dried up. There were very few insects to be found. The frog friends were worried. Do you think the whole pond will dry up? Looks like it, said the other. What shall we do then? How shall we live? We must search a place where there is plenty of water and food for us. You are right. It is hard work, traveling in this hot sun, but there is no other way. Come, let us start. The sooner, the better. If we travel together, the search will be easier. So the frogs left the drying pond and began to look for a watery place. Underline the word watery. They hopped and hopped. Hop means jump. And underline the word hopped and became very tired. Just then, one of them saw a well in the distance. They rushed to the well. The well was built in stone and had a high circular wall. Circular, please underline the word circular. Circular means in a round shape. The wall was in a round shape. The frogs hopped onto the wall and peeped inside. Underline the word peeped. The well was quite deep, but there was a lot of water still left at the bottom of the well. The friends began to jump for joy. We are so fortunate. Fortunate means lucky. We are so lucky. Thank God that we found this well. Our problem is solved. Our search has ended. We have found a new home. Let's jump in together. 1, 2, and so on. Wait, friend, this well is so deep and there's water left only at the bottom, but we can surely dive in. However deep the well may be, diving is our specialty. Why do you hesitate? Underline the word hesitate. Hesitate means to pause before doing something. It has occurred to me, underline the word occurred, that this well is also drying up. If it dries up completely, we will have to leave this well too. I agree. But why do you hesitate now? It is because I see a problem. We can easily dive into the well. But what if the well dries up? Can we jump so high that we reach the top of this wall? Shall we be able to leave the well like we left the pond? You are right, friend, said the other frog. I had not thought of this. It's good that you could foresee this problem. Foresee means you can think about this problem. Underline the word foresee. Let's not leap. Underline the word leap. Let's not leap inside. Leap means let's not jump inside. Let's continue with our search. And so the two little frogs hopped on to look for a safe shelter. How well it is said. Look before you leap. I hope, students, All have understood this story very well. Thank you, students. Stay home, stay safe.